I love it. I love it. All 25 subscribers rose to their feet. It's been a while, hasn't it? Do you know what this feels like?
I think you've overestimated how many subscribers we have.
Sounds like about 25 people now. A bit more, actually. Do you know what? It feels like, you know, when you have that long, you have an international break, like, and it's like sometimes you get 2 weeks without Premier League football and you're just like bored. What do? Look at Twitter, upcoming fixtures, all that. And then finally, Saturday arrives and you get that butterflies. It feels like that, hasn't it? It's been a while.
I can't quite compare it to that. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy this, but I don't quite compare it to this. But I'm glad one of us has enthusiasm.
Oh, I had butterflies. Because I've actually got a question for you.
Wait, before you do that, how rude. Welcome everyone to the SIUUUUPLEX Podcast.
Oh yeah, that's true. Welcome everyone. Sorry, that was tiny rude of me. My butterflies got the best of me. But you know, I'm dying for an episode. In fact, and as I said, I've been waiting for this moment to ask you this very question. Arj, are you ready?
Yeah, go on.
Straight and simple, really. If you were in charge of the creatives for a football club, what WWE theme song would you choose for your players to walk out to?
Oh, that's a brilliant one. I mean, Arsenal kind of already do this, right? Except they get to choose loads of different theme songs, which I love. But obviously, that's good. I don't want to put too much thought into this. You want something that pumps you up, pumps up the crowd. You don't want anything too jolly or jovial or happy-go-lucky, you know. Top of my head, first song that came to me, probably an easy one, but it's Triple H, The Game, isn't it?
Yeah, that's my favourite one. Well, which one? Time to Play the Game or...
Yeah, The Game.
Okay, not the old one. The
my
first
time.
one. My Time, that's it. That's it.
No, not My Time. No. Because I love that song, don't get me wrong, but not for a football entrance. Definitely. The Game just gets everyone going, man. And they can all spit out the water from their water bottles.
Good choice.
Well, they could do that in My Time as well. But imagine they just all did the Triple H spit with the water.
No, it's a good choice. Really like that. Cool. That was it. Nice and swift. Now to the real moment that we've all been waiting for. How pumped are you, at a scale of 1 to 10, to roll that tombola?
Say about 6.5.
What? Come on. Oh, God. Still unwinding. Oh, it's come at the right time. Who would make the best, worst babysitter?
Oh, okay, yeah. I remember this. I remember thinking of this one and laughing.
That's perked you up.
Yeah, because this one, oh, God, okay. This one will be good. All right, let's go. Let's start straight away. Football or wrestler? I don't mind which one we start with. What do you want to go for?
We'll start with wrestlers this time.
Okay. Do you want to go first or shall I?
Go for it.
All right, I've got one. It came to my head straight away. Literally in the past 10 seconds, it came to my head. And you know what? I don't want to change it. I hope I don't regret this, where you think of a better one, or once we've finished, I'd think of another one. But I'm going with none other than Santino Marella.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I like that. I can see why, actually. Go on.
Well, it's obvious. He's the class clown. He's the clown of wrestling. He's the comedy act, right? So, you know, he's been the face, I think, throughout the whole of his career in the WWE at least. He's obviously got the puppet snake, the cobra, which, as you know, I do a cracking impression of. Unfortunately, it's not a verbal one; it's all physical, isn't it?
Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah.
So he's got the cobra, and you know he could use that to entertain a baby or a child, and be like, "Look, there's a snake. Look," like that, right? But he's also got a very expressive face. Like his voice, you can't really impersonate him. He hasn't got like a very impersonable voice, an impressionable voice, but his facial reactions and expressions, man, they're so funny. Like he's got really thick eyebrows.
Yeah.
I don't know, you probably won't remember this, but I believe Kane set the record of the quickest Royal Rumble elimination, and it was against Santino Marella, right? He comes out, and his song is like, I think it's Italian opera, I believe, and he goes, and he comes out, right, marching down, and everyone's cheering, like, yes, go on, Santino. He goes in, marches into the ring, literally as soon as he climbs up, Kane clothesline him over the top rope. And he literally falls within like a second, and he gets up and he goes, I wasn't ready. Oh, no.
At least he's remembered for something.
He's great, man. He would never be world heavyweight champion, right? Like he hasn't got the body or the look or the seriousness.
No way.
But he, he's got a welcome place in the WWE. Fans loved him. There are comedy acts where you go for a piss break, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't that. Like he was funny. I enjoyed watching him, man. So yeah, the combination in the babysitter's setting of his facial expressions, the Cobra, just him as a positive, fun person, I think it would be great for any child. I'm not really thinking about the responsibility side of things though, so maybe that's my downer there. But I'm going to stick to it, Santino.
Yeah, do you remember that segment when like Jinder Mahal was playing the flute and then like literally puppeting around Santino Marella in the ring? He had his like snake out.
Oh my god!
Do you remember that?
That? Yeah.
It was like the Cobra thing, and it was just like the most. And the meme was, "And you think wrestling's real?" or something like that. And it was just yeah. But that little things like that, right? Like kids love it, right? So I don't know. From an entertainment perspective, I get it. I don't know what he's like changing nappies.
You think kids love it, but even adults like it, man. It's just an escape from reality, isn't it? But yeah, it's like like a charmer, a snake charmer, isn't it? Blowing this flute. Yeah. Well remembered, yeah.
That's definitely a good one. It's a friendly face as well. Now my one I had in mind is good, I feel, but I think so I'm gonna go with Zack Ryder.
Oh, I like it already. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I mean, look, he is. Look, known for a mercher, right? He's got he's marketable. He's woo woo woo. Like
he's very marketable. He made his own marketing campaign, which got him back on the map. He's done all his own homework.
Yeah, he seems like really creative, and I think you need to be creative when you're running thin with kids, like losing patience with them, need to entertain them because they are difficult to keep it's difficult to keep their concentration and stuff. So I think he just like whether it's stupid noises or colors or because he's quite colorful, and what he wears, his attire, like you said, purple. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, apart from that, look, he's big, he's boisterous, all that stuff. But I don't know. Some kids might like that. Who knows? He might be one of those friendly giant type of people, with respect to handling children and whatever, babysitting. But yeah, just see like, and on the mic, he's normal. Like he's not like. He doesn't come across like threatening or intimidating, despite his size. I just think he'll be a good catch. And then obviously it's stupid woo 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 noise. Like that is the most baby noise that you could come out your mouth, really. So, yeah.
You know what? Yeah, no, that's really good. What I was trying to say earlier, like he was really suffering in the WWE. Like everyone loved him, but for some reason Vince didn't, and he wasn't being used. And he made his own YouTube channel, and he made his own championship called the Internet Championship. And he was the internet champion. This was all unofficial from WWE, right, on YouTube. And everyone loved him. And then they loved him so much that Vince had no choice but to bring him back. But you're right. He's very personable. He's a very fun, loving guy. Bright colors, orange and purple. He's got the woo, 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 you know it catchphrase.
Yeah.
It's really good. I didn't think you could really compete with Santino the more I went talking about Santino, but then you've done really well there.
The headband as well. But yeah, I think close, very close. And it's been a while. Oh, no, hold on, let me stretch. Keen to hear your thoughts, everyone.
Oh God, for God's sake!
Felt good.
Worst wrestler time.
Rightio. I've got one, by the way.
Okay, go for it.
Now, rest in peace, the rabid Wolverine.
I don't really want to know your thinking here, but
No. Oh, not for those reasons. Just his general in-ring persona. He was just one. He had the dirtiest finisher of all. He was just an overall, right? Rest in peace, of course. But he was an overall just a dirty player. Was it NWO? He was part of. Was it NWO? No,
the Radicals.
Radicals, of course. Dean Malenko, Perry Saturn. Like
Eddie
he was
Guerrero,
just Eddie Guerrero, of course, yeah. But he was like he always wanted to do dirty, you know. Forget his outside personal life, not bringing that into it. In ring, talking about in persona, like he was disgusting. When like he'd be like having a war with someone, and you know that thing where he like gets his hand and then like kind of gets his thumb and then like kind of like wipes it across his neck kind of thing, like you know what's coming kind of thing, the crossface, like you know he was about to do dirty. Like he just seems like someone that would lose his temper. Like he wouldn't feed the kid. Like he just wouldn't give a shit. You know, he's just
this whole conversation's uncomfortable, man. Because like, not only you've mentioned Chris Benoit, but you're relating it to looking after a child.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, this is it. I mean,
no, but come on, man. That's so inappropriate, man. Oh my God. I mean, I see what you're saying. I'm just trying to, I'm just trying to be sensitive here.
I mean, it is the worst wrestler to have
then,
a few.
Here's the thing, right? Like, I don't want to go too much on a tangent here, but there's a lot of variables, to think about, a lot of factors to think about as to why he did what he did. Because outside of what he did, this is why I disagree with it. He apparently was the most loving father ever. When they had shows from city to city, then to Canada, Chris was known to go back home, even if it was for 3 hours, just to see his kids. So that's a very, very popular story told about him. Yeah, so he missed his family so much. He loved his family so much. This is why when he did what he did, it was extremely unheard of. People were just like, I can't believe him of all people. No one would do that, but I can't believe him of all people would do that, because he would, if he could catch an easy connecting flight to the next city, he would drive 5 hours extra just to go home, just to spend 3 hours, then, long his life out to make the next city.
Wow.
That's why people are saying, it's all the dementia stuff, because he hit his head a lot. They've likened it to NFL players, people with 8-year-olds with dementia. So, so that's why it's like, it's hard, because I get what you're saying. He did what he did, and it's, very, very, a very dark day in pro wrestling and for a lot of people.
No. Like, as I say, personal life aside, like this choice is independent of what he done in his personal life. This is purely, like I said, in-ring persona. So this
like
is
Rabid Wolverine.
Like what he stood for as a heel. Like what he stood for, he was intimidating, scary, dirty, vicious, out to get you, ruin your career, end your career type of persona, right? Cripper, crossface, like obviously, when he was doing that, he would hold it, even though the bell would go, they'll say stop the game. You'd have to get 5 referees to pull him off. Like he's dirty, dirty. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like that kind of dirtiness. Like obviously every single superstar out there, if they all had kids, they all love him dearly, right? You know what I mean? Like, but we're talking about what he's like to, someone that's, joined the Attitude Era and they have to play Chris Benoit, and you're like, fucking hell, I don't really like this guy. I don't like rubbing shoulders with him. I just, And then you think, would I trust him with my kids? Yeah, he'd probably say no.
Fair enough. Oh, it's hard, because I get your Rabid Wolverine stuff, but then when you start talking about what he would be like with kids, it's just I can't disconnect the two things.
I know, but I've hopefully answered the question at the same time.
All right, Benoit, fair enough. It's not a bad choice, don't get me wrong, but as in, I also thought of his real life persona.
Yeah, there's that as well. Yeah,
No, but
that's
even
independent.
the positives as well. Like he really loved his kids, like extraordinarily, which is what a lot of people say. So that's why as well I didn't agree with it.
Yeah.
But fair enough.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's what they was when he passed away. That's what they all said in all the testimonials. Before then, they found out the real truth. Crazy man. What a past several days. Anyway, all right, cool. So I'm gonna go with. Oh, you didn't know?
Road Dog.
Yeah, Road Dogg.
Wait, what? As the worst.
Yeah. Again, just going off of wrestling persona, right? So,
Okay.
couple things. Road Dogg's a bit like. I mean, a lot of DX are like this. Road Dogg's like X-Pac, right? He doesn't give a shit about anything. He loves to just smoke weed. Yeah, he loves to smoke weed. He loves to drink. Also, with all due respect, he doesn't really take care of himself. Like in the ring when he was young and somewhat slim, he wasn't a body guy, was he? He didn't have a body, right? Now he's like fat, right?
No, he's fat. Yeah, I've seen him. Yeah,
he just doesn't take care of himself, and I just feel if someone can't take care of themselves, what kind of responsibility are they going to have with my children, right? They'll probably give your kids a blunt or something. See, badass Billy Gunn, on the other hand, he was like that. He was chill, but he took care of himself. He's still in amazing shape, Billy Gunn.
He is. He follow him on Instagram. He like trains religiously. But Road Dogg's fat. Like, yeah, you're right. He's fat. Like, that's the saying, isn't it? If you can't look after yourself, how the hell are you going to look after my kids?
I love the guy. Don't get me wrong. He was your favorite wrestler, for God's sake.
He was. Yeah. Welcome to the dog house. Yeah.
What's I going to say? To argue this point, you could say because he was a producer, I believe, for Raw or NXT. So Triple H and Vince hired him as a producer. But I think, if my memory serves me well, he's also been fired once or twice. So he became a producer, then got fired, then got brought back, then got fired. Yeah, because potentially it could be down to his responsibility and what the job entailed, and he didn't meet that criteria. So again, I'm kind of using that to say, would he be able to be a good babysitter? I don't know. He would just probably want to get high and even give some to the kids to shut them up.
Yeah, I mean, I see where you're going with it, but then you got again going back to in-ring personas, right? He was the creative one. He did that dance thing. He was dressed in bright colors. He had his ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all that. He did the whole thing. He had
do the whole thing if you're going to do that. Do the whole thing if you're going to do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, D-Generation X proudly presents to you one half of its WWF Tag Team Champions of the World, the Road Dogg Jesse James, the badass Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws. And
well done.
And if you ain't down with that, I got 2 words for you. Let's resume.
What did you say?
Let's resume.
Yeah, well, see, here's my point. I get you. He's proper entertaining. He's the fun side. But unlike Santino and unlike Zack Ryder, he's inappropriate. He does stuff like suck it. He makes a lot of sex jokes. A lot. Remember when he used to go, and we're gonna do this doggy style. Yeah. So remember all of that, yeah? So he's compared to Santino and Zack Ryder, he's inappropriate. I wouldn't want him anywhere near my children.
Okay, fair. I mean, I'd rather have 2 Road Dogs looking after one of my kids than one Chris Benoit.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's hard.
Tough, but good. Just well justified.
All right. On to the balls of the foot.
Onto the footy. Rightio. Okay, so I've got a good one for the worst.
I've got one.
For worst?
Yeah. Are we going to start with worst footballers? Are we going to do that this time?
Yeah, go on then. Why not?
Do you want to go or shall I?
You go.
I hope I don't steal yours. I have a feeling you're going to say the same one.
Oh, no, please don't. Go on.
All right, I don't have an impression, but I'm just going by, I'm judging a book by its cover. And that's James Vardy.
Jamie Vardy.
Sorry, Jamie Vardy.
Yeah. Okay. Chat shit, get banged.
Yeah. Great.
Okay. Nice.
Great footballer, but you can't help but think about his like smoking and his drinking, and he's got so much responsibility as a striker for Leicester. Leicester, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was their best player. He was a goal machine. He had so much responsibility under his belt, and he didn't give a shit. And he openly said, "Yeah, I smoke and I drink." He said that, right? I'm not making that up, right?
I'm not. I don't know about smoking. Maybe he did actually. I mean, he used to drink. He drinks Red Bull before a game and stuff like that. He's got,
I just think, you do what you want in your personal life. Who am I to tell you? But as a professional athlete where children are also looking up to you, like, I don't know if you should be so open about that stuff, because then it kind of encourages kids to be like, oh yeah, we can do that and be as good as Jamie Vardy, right?
Yeah.
I just think he doesn't really. He's a great player, but I don't think he screams responsibility. And when he scores and celebrates, he proper comes off as a thug, man. He's a proper thug when he celebrates, I find, right?
Yeah.
Like not like a rude boy thug, but I mean like a proper let's have it, like one of them.
Yeah.
I just I could, I would imagine just like cigarettes in the cigarette holders. What are they called again? I'm losing my mind here.
Ashtray,
that's it. Cigarette holders. You just be like in my house, right?
Pass me a cigarette holder, please.
I've used my brain a lot today, man. You can just imagine, like, you leave him in your living room and you come home, and on the side table of the sofa there's an ashtray with all these cigs in there with ash stinking, couple pint glasses out, and your kids are just exposed to all of this, right? And he's like, yeah, Derek was good, but yeah, that'll be 50 quid. That'll be 50 quid, please, love. I don't even know how he talks, so I shouldn't, generalize.
I don't think he's very hands-on. Like, I think he seems like once you've closed the door and like, all right, Jamie, we'll be back in a couple of hours. Like, he'll go straight to the fridge and pull out like a WKD, sit on the sofa, change the channel to MTV Base, and just start drinking. He doesn't seem the type to play on his phone. He'll have a cigarette on his ear, kind of thing, like jeans halfway down his legs, and then like. Yeah, it'll just like I don't know. He'll just like probably jump. If baby starts crying, he'll just delay it. He'll procrastinate. Like, good player. I mean, he's got like one goal this season, isn't it?
Yeah, he's nowhere near as clinical as he was previously, but
hunger goes. Yeah, hunger's gone. Hunger's gone, and I guess that's relatable in some state, in some respects. Yeah, I kind of see it. I mean, yeah. And probably just order a greasy takeaway. Like, he'll just take it, use it as time off, as opposed to like, okay, I've got a job to do here.
Exactly. So can't really do an impression of him, but I think you've got all the reasons.
Actually, get paid. Yeah, no, yeah, no, that's a good one. Okay, so now contemplating. I may as well do worst as well then, just to follow suit.
Yeah, you got to do worst.
I had one, but I'm thinking this might not be that bad.
What was the one that you were thinking about straight away?
Yeah, the one I'm thinking about. I don't think this is worst, but I think it will just be this person would just make a complete big deal out of it. It wouldn't be the worst person, but I think for this purpose. Yeah, all right. So I'm going to go Harry Redknapp.
You and your managers, you love the managers, isn't it? Go on.
Yeah, like, all right, first of all, yeah, he loses patience very quickly. I know a lot of managers do, right? But Harry Redknapp, one, I never see him smile. Two, he's always moaning. Like, always moaning. Like, he's just always complaining. He's got this twitch in his eye. Because I presume he's just all that stress just built up and just causing this muscle twitch in his eye. Look, decent lad. I can't deal with him. Yeah, get him out. Yeah, you hit the ball with me again, you're out. Do you understand? You're putting fucking bench, mate. Like, It's just like it's just really like thing. The baby starts like, yeah, you spit that dummy out. Yeah, I'll let your parents over. I hesitate to call them. I'll call your dad now. I'll call your dad. Put it away. Put it away. No, you can't. No, give that back. No, you're not allowed up there. Oh, fuck this. Yeah, it just seems like really angry dad, right?
Yeah, the word is like flustered, isn't it? Flustered.
Yeah, and both his eyes like twitching and stuff. He'll just have a seizure on the floor. Right, stop it!
It was so true.
Don't get me wrong, man. Like, he's obviously got kids. He's, but I think he's at his age now where he's just, his fuse is a bit short. I just think he would, as I said, there's probably worse people. You would probably trust him, but it'd be a disaster at being a babysitter.
Do you know, I quite like him, I get what you're saying, but I quite like him because when you are on his good side, you like, I'm not saying that I've got first-hand experience or anything, but you can see it when like a player is on his good side, like he really is on your good side. It's like Roy Keane a little bit, innit? Like you want to be on their good side.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you exactly do. And the one thing is, he will never do it. He'll never do it again. Like he'll do it the once, he'll suffer, and then he will never ever like offer to do it again. It'll just be a shit show. Yeah. We've all seen him lose it. Get out. Back door. No, keys. No, come back. Oh, fuck off then. Fuck off. Yeah, you fuck off. Yeah.
Poor child, man.
Yeah, exactly. Not the best exposure. So yeah.
All right, cool. Oh my god. So
right.
Vardy and Redknapp. So now best footballers.
Yeah. Go on. You got one?
Yeah, this is tough, man. I've got one in mind. Again, I'm trying to go with footballers here because it's just easy to choose managers in this context. I'm thinking of someone who's really professional, someone who takes their job seriously, someone who's a captain as well, because they lead the team, they can look after a team, then they can look after a house with 1 or 2 or 3 kids.
Look no further. Go on.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
We probably don't have the same person in mind because so far some of the other captains that I've thought of don't really exemplify all of these positive attributes, in my opinion. I'm going to go with...
Stevie G.
Yeah, Steven Gerrard.
Yeah.
I think Gerrard, even though we're United fans and, it's very... We are supposed to hate him. The guy, yeah, I don't hate him either. The guy is a captain, man. He's a leader. He's not immature. No. He takes his job seriously. I'm not even talking about his managerial record, but I'm talking about him as a footballer with the captain's armband on. He was reliable, dependable. Everyone respected and listened to him, but not out of fear, but out of respect, right? He didn't command respect. He earned respect.
Agreed.
Mate. Yeah, like you can't. What's that, Derek? What are you doing there, lad? I can't even do it.
He doesn't even shout.
That's the thing. He doesn't shout, does he? Exactly.
It's very similar to your impression of Rooney, actually, but I think it's a bit less deeper. It's like, it's scrounging around. It's good kids. It's good kids. But gets up to mischief every now and again. But you can't fault the boy. I'll have him run again. Look after him. but
it's a bit more high pitched. It's a bit more high pitched. Like when he's when it's like he's doing an interview and on the pitch, so it's really loud. So he has to raise his voice a bit. What he does, really high pitched. Like
we go again.
Yeah. I think it'd be good, man. It'd be a good babysitter, Steven Gerrard.
He's got quite a big family as well. from what I know. So but the whole leader thing, I think you're spot on with that. That's definitely a big quality. Like if you've got some petulant idiots out there like Luis Suarez, for example, who he had to work with, but as one of the best people you work with, brought the best out of him, apparently convinced him to stay or convinced him to join. I can't remember what it was. So if you can do that, and if you can deal with those types of personalities, then you're quite thick-skinned, aren't you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good shot.
Proper leader. Good babysitter, I think. Steve Gerrard. He kisses the badge on his chest. Remember this? Then hands in a transfer request. It's the worst chant ever.
It is the worst chant. I was trying to rhyme it with something to do with looking after children. Can't think of anything.
Steve Gerrard. He's an amazing babysitter, except when he's on the shitter. I don't know.
No. He hands in a transfer request. The baby sawed himself, so he has to change his vest. No, shit.
That's so bad.
Right,
I might cut that bit out.
Put it on the shorts.
That's mine. Go on. What's yours?
Well, my next one is, I think your impression's better, but
Harry Kane.
Yeah. Look, same quality, same attributes as Stevie G. Captain, professional, never gets angry. How many losses does this guy have to stomach before he gets angry? Never won a trophy, or has he? In 2008, I don't know.
The thing is that he's just a bit more of a pushover, isn't he? Because the thing is, there's not many players at Spurs who would take on that captaincy and that leadership. So I've got to do it. So there's no one else. But I think if a child wants to get angry, I think he'd walk all over me. I think he'd walk all over. I ain't got Sean. I haven't got any. I haven't got anyone, Loris, anyone to back me up. So I really don't. I don't even talk about Richarlison. I don't even know.
Yeah. Oh, that was ace. It is so funny. Do you know what's even funnier? Have you noticed I follow him on Insta. He does like a thank you note to all the fans after every game they win. It just shows how often they win. Like who does that? It's so annoying. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, yours is better. I can't.
It's his PR though, isn't it? It's his PR.
Yeah. But it's just like.
Let me hear the reasoning. Go on.
So look. I think he's so thick-skinned. Like that whole Tottenham team, their heads all go down. Like Richarlison's been there for 2 minutes, and he's already, picking battles with Conte,
throwing his toys out the pram.
Yes. Very well done. No, that's good. Just generally, the team's head go down, and Kane's the one that has to lift the spirits. They all look to Kane when they get the ball, feed it to Kane. How many points would they have lost without Kane? Like his influence, and that is again, it comes down to leadership. It comes down to how high can you hold your head after you've lost. They're out of all 4 competitions now, and the fact that he still scores. Most people, not most, but like players' heads tends to dip, when they're in shitty situations, when they're in adversity. He just continues doing what he does. He does his role. But what he's doing now, he's carrying the whole team on his back. So just looking, as a babysitter, like you really have to be thick-skinned to, deal with tantrums, baby shits himself, I don't know, like pukes everywhere, cleaning up, keeps waking up, doesn't let you eat, you have to hold your shit in, like all these things you have to go through as a parent. Like I think he'll just do it with a smile, and he'll come back and he'll do it again.
Oh God, what have you done? What have you done? I told you to clean up this mess. What the hell? What have you done? I've just cleaned up.
The thing is, right? I get what you're saying, but what I said before, I think stands true. I think there's a lack of characters like that at Tottenham, or at least characters, or there may be characters, but they're not good enough on the pitch to be able to be that captain. For me, a captain needs to be someone who's not only one of the stronger players on the pitch, but also has a character where people respect them. And I don't think there's no combination of that at Tottenham. So Kane naturally, as arguably one of the best footballers in the world, and definitely one of the best footballers, the best footballer at Spurs, is by default, it's gone to him. I think if you saw Kane at Arsenal or United or, City, he wouldn't be captain and he wouldn't be that vocal. I'm just guessing it. I'm speculating. What do you think?
I think like you said with Gerrard, he's earned his stripes, right? So he's not he doesn't shout at you and stuff, but you respect Kane because of he represents. He's Mr. Tottenham, like John Terry's Mr. Chelsea. He doesn't really have a fuse. I agree. But then that's the whole point of being a babysitter now, I guess. You're a captain because you've done the right things. Like, you haven't earned respect through anger or aggression. You've earned it through doing your job well. So if you're translating it, it's the same thing, isn't it? He's going to do a job. He's going to do it well. What you don't want is like that. Like you said, Roy Keane, great captain, very aggressive, shouting, losing patience, all this stuff. When you're handling kids, you need to be the complete opposite. So I think he'd be good. And he's got a big family. He lives like Stevie G, right? He's got a big family as well. So he's the face of Tottenham, and he has, big PR duty.
You don't also think, I know it's not their parent, it's a babysitter, but to avoid kids, taking a piss and stuff, you need a little bit of intimidation, which I think Gerrard can do if he really wanted to, right? I don't think Kane's got that in him.
I'm sure he could. I'm sure he could.
I think really, really naughty kids would walk all over him, and he wouldn't be able to handle it.
Okay, go on. Do Kane getting angry then?
Which I did before.
Do it again.
Guys, leave it alone. I told you not to do that. Sean, Bentacle, but quick. I need you. I need you, please. Get your head on it.
Go on.
No, I was gonna say, and then pretend Conte calls him on his mobile. So, guys, manager's calling me.
Yeah. Go on. You got your Conte impression.
Yeah, go on. Pretend I've called him. Quickly. Go. Pretend he's called you.
Yeah, hello, boss.
Harry, we need you at the training ground. What are you doing?
I can't. I've got kids. I've got so many kids to look after. I can't do it. I really can't.
But it's time for a meeting, and we need our captain.
Listen,
you have
Gaff.
wife, no?
Listen, Gaffer, it's not my kids. I'm babysitting. It's not mine. I ain't got the wife support. I haven't got life support. I've got nothing. Please, Gaffer, please. I need some help. Send Son or Bentacle or Loris, anyone. Rich, even
Loris.
even fucking Richarlison, that fucking wanker. Send him if you need to, please.
Oh, Harry, you have all I've got. We'll speak in morning. Take care of family.
Yeah, brilliant. That is top. Look, I think that's quite tight though, Gerrard, Kane. But look, these are all. There's some interesting ones here.
I'm going to say one more thing just before we wrap up. We've mentioned Harry Kane, and by mentioning the word Kane, you have to do something when you mention Kane.
Oh, what an impression!
Just give me one. No, not an impression. Give me one. You know what I'm saying?
Kane, wrestling Kane? What?
Go for it, man. That was your cue.
Kane!
Yes. Oh, yes. That's the new rule of this podcast now. Guys, if you've not seen the head chef episode, it's an older episode. You have to watch it just to understand that contact.
The kids, one of the kids have fallen down a ditch at the back of the garden. They don't know what to call him. Kane! There's Paul Bearer just.
People who haven't watched that head chef episode, what the hell are they saying?
Watch it.
You have to watch the episode. Yeah, you have to watch it. You have to watch it. Anyway, let's wrap
Brilliant.
up. That was fun. So,
Oh,
babysitter, best and worst, footballer, wrestler. We start off with wrestling. For the best, I said Santino Marella. For the best, you said Zack Ryder. I think that's extremely tough. Would be keen to hear everyone's thoughts. For the worst, I said Road Dogg Jesse James, and you said who was it again? You said
Benoit.
Chris Benoit. Yeah, bloody hell, man. I didn't even want to go there. That was one of the more controversial picks of the entire podcast, the entire Suplex City, Suplex podcast. It's just because of our intro. That's why I said it. And then footballers, we started off with worst. I said
shit.
Jamie Vardy, and you said Harry Redknapp.
Twitch face.
And then best, I said, who did I say?
making a run.
Gerrard. Steven Gerrard's making a run. That's it. And then you just said
Kane! Yeah.
Harry Kane. What a selection. What a selection.
It's a good selection, that. It's a good selection. Yeah, tough. Not going to say it again, but, it's an interesting assortment. So, I enjoyed that.
KTHYT. We put it on a t-shirt. KTHYT. Keen to your thoughts.
The hashtag. Yeah, I like that. Oh, it's a good one.
All right. Yeah, cool. Well, thanks, everyone. As you've probably seen, we've started uploading shorts of some of the fun impressions from across the episode. So give those a watch, even if you've heard them already. Give it a like, comment, all of that. And thanks for tuning in for another episode of the
SIUUUPLEX Podcast.
Thank you.
Laters.